I am beyond excited right now for this particular interview. So the list of accolades she has was too damn long for me to memorize. And in fact, if you don't know her name, where you been, honey? With me right now is the one and only Asia O'Hara. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excited. I've been so excited to sit down and interview you. Last night was the season finale of RuPaul's Drag Race. Now we'll get into that a little bit later. What I want to start off with, you've been on a whirlwind of probably tour, emotions, interviews. How are you feeling right now, this very moment?
It's a lot, but I feel great. To whom much is given, much is required. So I'm very happy with the experiences that I've had and that I'm having now. I'm very excited to see what the future holds.
I love that answer. Okay, so, on the way here, I was getting real extra cute, probably at a level I shouldn't, because I was like, girl, we're going to be the first sit-down interview with Asia in her home. And what'd you tell me backstage?
I did a couple already this morning.
No, she did a couple hours worth, not just a couple. So Dallas Voice, we're fine taking third or fourth. It's fine with that. Okay, so let's get into why we're here tonight. So you were here tonight performing and emceeing for MetroBall.
Correct.
What brings you to this particular event?
MetroBall has been a staple in, raising funds for a very important part of our community for a very long time. And I've been involved several times in different facets. A couple years ago, Crystal Summers and I backup danced for Belinda Carlisle. So
I remember that.
Yes, and it's always been here in my home venue. So I was very excited this year to be asked and invited to be a part of it again downstairs. So
I love it. And hey, just for people watching, she smells equally as good as she looks. I'm sorry, I'm just sitting here like all the senses are on overload. Okay, so MetroBall keeps you coming out for the community. And I have to say, I'm sure you've been told this already, thank you for representing not only Dallas, but Dallas-Fort Worth and Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas in such a prestigious and just elevated way. And we appreciate you. I'm a fan of yours, and so many people love what you did and the message you put forth of just do the right thing. And so thank you for that. And we love you for that. Okay.
I love you too.
So I'm going to get into a couple questions because, honey, they kept flowing in when people knew that I was going to talk to you. So, okay, you have such a strong Dallas presence. While you were on Drag Race, how have your fans here locally been supportive?
By keeping me grounded and keeping me humble. There have been a lot of times where a lot of my friends and I don't like to call them fans, but a lot of my friends here that have followed my career have said, well, girl, what were you wearing on this day, or what were you thinking? And I enjoy that because, Dallas has always kept me on my toes and always been, the first to congratulate me when I've done well, but also the first to be very realistic with me when there's opportunities for improvement. So that has stayed very true throughout the experience of RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah. So that's one thing I love about here.
Okay, I love that answer. And so question for you, had you auditioned before? Was this your first time? Like the story leading up to where you were on the show?
No, I had auditioned 3 times, actually. I auditioned for seasons 6 and 8, I believe.
Okay.
And then, of course, I got on season 10. So,
persistence is key, honey.
Yes, it is. But, everything happens for the right reasons at the right times. And, I auditioned for season 6. And after watching the season, I said, okay, yeah, I probably wasn't ready. And so I took a year off, and I believe when I won All-American Goddess, and then auditioned for season 8 and was like, I'm ready. Didn't get the call, and I watched it. I was like, okay, no, maybe I'm not ready. And then, so I did Miss America. It was after that I felt confident enough to really feel like I could showcase my authentic self. And so I got on season 10, and the rest is history.
I love it. Okay, so about the experience itself. So you recently have posted on your social media just some deep-rooted feelings about your childhood and some things that you've gone through that perhaps have resurfaced. Where did that come from, and how did that all come about mentally for you?
Well, it has always been a part of me, but it was something that I definitely had convinced myself that I had overcome and was in my past. And a very similar circumstance resurfaced, now me as a fully grown adult, and I realized that maybe that was not something that I had tackled or dealt with. So it was important for me to be forthcoming with the people around me, because obviously a lot of people had noticed a change in myself.
Yeah.
So I felt it important to be truthful and forthcoming, not only with everyone around me, but with myself as far as what I was dealing with. And I felt like I gave a face and a name to a lot of people that go through similar struggles, that don't feel like they have a voice.
And girl, did you? Oh my gosh. I got emotional every time I watched you. So a couple fun questions people are asking me. I want to ask you. Legit, did RuPaul actually make contact with your face from her hand?
Yes. She did make contact with my face.
Is the damn building named after you yet?
No, because they were smart and moved to a new building, but I'm still working on that.
Okay, one thing I really didn't know about you, and we've been friends for a while, people watching this, so I didn't realize you were so damn comedic. Let's talk about that hurricane face.
I didn't, I guess I didn't either. I didn't go into the competition thinking I was a comedic person, and that challenge, I just thought to myself, okay, I've got to go into this with an open mind, and I'd rather give them too much and tell me, what are you doing, than not do enough. And so it actually ended up working, and so I was surprised that was an element I didn't know that I had.
Was that a character that you had come up with previously, or is it just came out?
No, it just kind of came out. I was like, okay, well, how ridiculous can I be? And I was playing off of the characters of the other people that were on my team, and I was just like, let me just be ridiculous, and it kind of started to happen naturally.
What kind of face was it, though? Hurricane?
A hurricane face with a Baywatch body with a hurricane face.
Oh my god. Okay, so that really got so many people actively involved. I'm like, she is so well-rounded. Okay, total off question. Have you and Brett set a date?
No, Brett and I are not actually engaged.
You got everybody talking.
I know. We have been very, very honest with each other as far as what we expect from our relationship, and we both know where each other's hearts lie, and we're not in a rush.
I only kid because you mentioned it, and it seemed like on the finale you're like, and we're getting married. It was
yeah,
like, what?
I was like, oh my god, I just said that on international television, but it's the truth.
It's all good. He loves you, and you love him. Okay, so I want to give you a quick second to address the butterfly situation, and then in your mind, what was supposed to happen, what versus what happened.
Well, I had researched and rehearsed this butterfly release for months, and simply put, it just did not go as planned. And when dealing with anything temperamental like that, it's like taking a group of kindergartners to the zoo. It could go 100 different ways.
100%.
So it just didn't go as planned, and as I'm sure most people are very disappointed in that, but everything happens for a reason. I've definitely learned from my mistake, and
but I have to stop you there because you use words like disappointment and mistake, and I saw your Facebook post apologizing, which I thought was great, but I think you might be a little too hard on yourself on this.
Well, I mean, the fact is, what I had planned was not successful.
Okay.
It didn't come off, and I am definitely hoping that flop does not define my career, but it is a mistake, and it is something that is definitely, I feel, worth apologizing for.
Thank you for your apology. I can speak on behalf of millions of people that your flop will not at all ever dictate the successful career that you have as a wonderful queen. So I have to wrap up by a couple questions. We are sitting here at the legendary Rose Room. In fact, a stage where Asia has made even more of a career for herself. So a lot of people get worried when you make a name for yourself as you did, that you won't have a presence in your hometown anymore. Tell us that's not the truth.
No, everywhere I go, people ask me, are you moving to LA or are you moving to New York? And no, I love Dallas. I've been gone now for months, and I got back today, and getting off the plane, just the smell of the air, the climate, this is my home, and few things excite me as much as coming back and being here on the stage and with my family, the staff and management here, with the girls here, Cassie, and that's my home, that's my safe place. It's where I've cultivated my art, and it's where I've really polished what I want to present, and I want to continue to do that here.
I love that. So Asia's not going anywhere. People freaking out. This is her home. She's a cast member here in the Rose Room. Yeah. And so as we wrap up, what's a message you'd like to say, perhaps that you haven't said in some of your other interviews, to your fans watching? You have so many loyal fans, and we all love you so much. A message to them.
a message that I've kind of have been saying is, it's Pride Month. We're actually wrapping up Pride Month, and I just hope that everybody is approaching Pride Month with the idea of inclusion and acceptance. I think a lot of times during Pride we get so proud of who we are that we in turn and subconsciously alienate people that are not like ourselves. And I really hope that Pride continues to be a time of inclusion and acceptance for all people, whether they're LGBTQ or not. And also, please remember, if there are things in your community or things in your life that you feel like are not going the way that they should, please speak up and say something. Pride, by our own community definition, is, a chance to stand up for something that you don't feel is right. So please remember those two things. And
I love it. Okay, so in all your promos you have $1 million smile. So I want you, and all of them were slow motion, serious, and then come back and you smile to the camera. Yes. So can we do that together?
Absolutely.
And then in post-production, can you just grab her teeth and put it on my face? If they don't match, go to Todrick's interview, please, and just grab the same thing. So here we go. We're going to go from serious to smiling. Here we go. Till next time. Ta-ta.